welcome back to the Beach Bum Bookworm. I am Tiffany. I'm so glad y'all found me again today. My channel is all about cozy mysteries and romance, and today I am starting a new spotlight, and I'm really excited about this one because all month long we're going to be doing spooky spotlights to get us in the mood for October. So I wanted to give them to you early so that you can find some of them and have all your fall, Halloweeny, spooky reads lined up. So we are starting with witches because so many witch cozies, y'all. So many. This is going to have to be in several parts. I hope you're as excited as I am. Let's get to it. Let me know which of these that you already read, that you're interested in reading. Anything else you want to talk about, down there's a place to do it. On your way down to comment though, don't forget to stop and hit the subscription and the notification bell because that's going to tell you when I put out new videos each and every single week. All right, we're hopping into it. Spotlighting cozies, witch cozies in 3, 2, 1, go. So our first couple ones are A through C of some traditionally published cozies, and then at the end, as I've been doing, I'm going to include some independently published. I think they're all independently published. They're not on the major websites that list out their traditional cozies, so that's why I always say it that way. Those will not be in alphabetical order, so I'll have A through C of traditionally published books, and then some independently published that are just kind of what I found. Again, several parts because there are so many more, but without further ado, let's get into the first one. It is the Bewitching Mystery Series by Madeline Alt. The main character is Maggie O'Neill. She is an antique store clerk and an empath, and Felicity Dow, an antique store owner in Indiana. The first book is called The Trouble with Magic. It says, antiques store clerk Maggie O'Neill was a little weirded out when she discovered her new boss, Felicity, was a witch. But when Felicity becomes the suspect in a local murder, Maggie must enlist Felicity's Wiccan friends for help and discover her own spell-binding talent. 7 books in that series. I've actually read them all, and I really loved it. That is saying a lot because I'm not the biggest paranormal fan, and I loved it and read all 7 of them. And I think I gave everyone 4 cups of coffee. I'm not sure about that, but I really enjoyed them. Next up, we have 2 different series by this author. It's Heather Blake. The first one is the Wishcraft series because there's a Witchcraft series that can often be mixed up with this, especially because the author also has a very close last name starting with B. No, right now we're talking about Wishcraft. Book 1 is called It Takes a Witch, right here. The main character in this is Darcy. She is a witch who can grant wishes and her dog. So it says, Darcy Merriweather and her sister Harper hail from a long line of witches who have the power to grant wishes using spells. They've come to Enchanted Village in Salem, Massachusetts to join the family business, but soon find themselves knee-deep in murder. There are 9 books in that series. I have not read any of them, but they are on my TBR. Let me know because it's been around for a long time, pretty popular series, if I need to push it up. Because her other series is one that I absolutely love. So the second one by Heather Blake is the Magic Potion series. The first book, A Potion to Die For, right here, is so amazing. I've read all 3. There's only 3 in that series. Oh my gosh, I wish there was more. It's such a fun series. Our main character is Carly Bell Hartwell. I say it like that because I listen to them all on audio and they're very Southern. So this takes place in Hitching Post, Alabama, which is the marriage capital of Alabama. Destination wedding of place of Alabama. And Carly owns a shop of potions. So the first book says, as the owner of Little Shop of Potions, a magic potion shop specializing in love potions, Carly Bell Hartwell finds her product more in demand than ever. A local soothsayer has predicted that a couple in town will soon divorce. And now it seems every married person in Hitching Post, Alabama wants a little extra matrimonial magic to make sure they stay hitched. But when Carly finds a dead man in her shop clutching one of her potion bottles, she goes from most popular potion person to public enemy number 1. 3 books in that series. I can't recommend it enough. No kidding. It is so much fun. I've read all 3. I so wish there was more. All right, so the next one we got is the series I was talking about that often gets mixed up with the Wishcraft series because it's the Witchcraft series by Juliet Blackwell, right here. Sorry, right here, the first book, Secondhand Spirits. The main character is Livy. She is a vintage clothing shop owner in San Francisco. Lily Ivory feels that she can finally fit in somewhere and conceal her witchiness in San Francisco. It's there that she opens her vintage clothing shop, outfitting customers both spiritually and stylistically. Just when things seem normal, a client is murdered and children start disappearing from the Bay Area. Lily has a good idea that some bad phantoms are behind it. Can she keep her identity secret, or will her witchy ways be forced out of the closet as she attempts to stop the phantom? 11 books in that series. We got Chloe Hobbs' Paranormal Mystery Series next. This is by Barbara Breton. The first book is called Casting Spells, right here. The main character is Chloe. She is half human, half sorceress, and the owner of Sticks and Strings, a knitting shop in Vermont. Sugar Maple looks like any Vermont town. Sugar Maple, adorable. It's inhabited with warlocks, sprites, vampires, witches, and an ancient secret. And Chloe Hobbs, owner of Sticks and Strings, a popular knitting shop, has a big secret too. She's a sorcerer's daughter in search of Mr. Right. She found him in Luke McKenzie, a cop investigating Sugar Maple's very first murder? Bad news, he's human and could spell disaster for a normal future with a paranormal woman like her. 7 books in that series. That sounds adorable. Has anybody read that? Sounds so cute. Next up, we have the Magical Bakery series by Bailey Cates. Book 1 is called Brownies and Broomsticks. Cute. The main character is Katie Lightfoot. She is the manager of her aunt and uncle's bakery shop in Savannah, Georgia. Katie Lightfoot's tired of loathing around as assistant manager of an Ohio bakery. So when her Aunt Lucy and Uncle Ben open a bakery in Savannah's quaint downtown district and ask Katie to join them, she enthusiastically agrees. While working at the Honeybee Bakery, named after Lucy's cat, Katie notices that her aunt is adding mysterious herbs to her recipes. Turns out these herbal enhancements aren't just tasty. Aunt Lucy is a witch, and her recipes are actually spells. When a grouchy customer is murdered outside the Honeybee, Uncle Ben becomes a prime suspect. With the help of handsome journalist Steve Dawes, a charming firefighter Declan McCarthy, and a few spells, Katie and Aunt Lucy stir up some toil and trouble to clear Ben's name and find the real killer. 10 books in that series. I've actually read the first one. I said I gave it 3 stars, so I enjoyed it. Solid read. I haven't continued, not because I don't plan to, but because I just have so many series going. Like, no joke, like 100. Actually, probably more. Yeah, let's move on. All right, so now we're getting into some of the independently published, again, not in alphabetical order. I'm just going to tell you about them. I'm going to let you look it up, check it out. So I'm not going to be reading the synopsis. I can't swear to all these that they're independently published, but they're not found on traditional websites that I get my other information from. All right, so the first one we have is the Paranormal Women's Fiction Cozy Mystery Series by Red Tash. Book 1 is called Miss Fitz Discovers Midlife Magic. It's right here. There's only 1 book out, but the first book came out on 8/30/2021. It looks adorable. The next one we have, book 1, is called Witch's Brew. This is part of the Witches and Wine series by Morgana Best. There are 8 books in this series to check out. Next book we have is Star of Sage and Scream. This is the first book in the Owl Star Witch Mystery series by Leanne Leeds. It says there are 6 books out in this series. We are going to have our October TBRs full, y'all. Next up we have Grave Mistake. Right here. This is the first book in the Hedge Witch for Hire mystery series. That sounds adorable, by Christine Pope, and there are 5 books out in that series. The next one is one I'm really going to try to fit in my TBR for October because I don't know why it has me really interested in it. The name just struck me. It is the Two Broomsticks Gas and Grill Witch Cozy Mystery Series. The first book is called Sinfully Delicious, right here. This is by Amanda M. Lee, and there are 4 books out. Sounds adorable, right? I think I keep equating it with Campers and Criminals by Tanya Kappas, and that's really one of my favorite series. And so in my head, I'm like, oh, I don't even know why I'm equating it to that, but that's where I'm coming from. Next up, we have the first book, Night Shift Witch, right here. This is part of the Night Shift Witch Cozy Mystery Series by Kate Lowley, and there are 4 books out in that series. Next up, a series that sounds really interesting. The first book is called Body at the Crossroads. This is a Viking Witch Cozy Mystery Series. Sounds really, really intriguing. This is by Kate Martin, and there are 7 books out in this series. If anybody's read it, let me know about it. Next up, we have one that sounds super cute. The first book is called Dark Witch and Creamy. That's a great one. This is part of the Bewitched by Chocolate. Yes, I am bewitched by chocolate. Give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. This is by Hannah, and there are 7 books out. Sounds adorable. Next up is one of my favorite titles from this particular spotlight. It is An Excellent Day for Murder. It is part of the Markel's Breakfast Cafe Cozy Mystery Series. This is by B.I. Skinner. I'm sorry. That is a great title, y'all. I love it. There are 2 books out in this series. I'm totally checking that one out. Job well done on the title. Next up, we have the first book called Lifestyles of the Witch and Ageless, like Rich and Famous. Love it. This is part of the Season of the Witch Cozy Mystery Series by Shay McLeod, something like that. And there are 3 books out in that series. Next up and last up, because I wanted to keep this short because there are going to be plenty more of these, is the Wicked Ways is the title of the book right here. This is the first book in the Ivy Morgan Mystery Series by Lily Harper Hart. And there are 21 books out in that series. I hope this just gets you started. There are so many more cozy witch mysteries coming your way. Until next time, may all your future reads be 5 stars. Bye!